round 7 of SANFL football, and after a break for the state game and a bye, the Double Blues certainly looked out of it in the opening quarter as Central's just absolutely whipped them.
It was an amazing game of footy, and really a fantastic game of footy. It was high scoring, and both teams really rolled the dice in the midfield, and you can see the forwards taking mark after mark and kicking goals. It was a very enjoyable game of footy to watch, but once again, the Doggies were just a bit too efficient in the end. The Double Blues turned the footy over in the midfield a little bit, but also couldn't find the same scoring targets. But see, there's just an example. They probably kicked their goals a little bit too easily as well.
Kicked the first 7 of the match, Central District. Sturt was trailing by 40 points at quarter time. They got back to within 4 points at half time. The momentum had shifted amazingly, and we thought, well, obviously, game on, and it certainly turned out that way until about midway through the final term.
Yeah, it did. You know, early in the third quarter, we've seen the highlights there. Central's really skipped away, and it wasn't until Riley kicked his goal, only the Double Blues, closed the margin a bit. And then they enjoyed a really good patch of footy where they brought the margin back to under 2 goals. And you thought this is going to be a fantastic game of footy, and at three-quarter time it was really balanced. And then the Doggies just kicked a late one in that third quarter to really give them the momentum going into three-quarter time. And then against the trend probably a little bit, the Double Blues got the first one, and from then on it was all the Dogs.
Was indeed. They managed to close within a goal after the first minute of the last quarter, the Double Blues. But Ian Callanan, prominent up forward, playing as a permanent forward pocket in the final quarter. And he added to his goal tally to finish with 5 for the game. And they were just too strong in the end for the Double Blues. But certainly a contrasting fortunes game with 40 points to margin at quarter time, 4 at half time, and then 12 at three-quarter time. And then finally 27 the final margin. Double Blues never led all day, but they were some chance for a lot of the day through the middle 2 quarters, I would have said.
Yeah, and I think the stats really tell us the efficiency of the Dogs. They kicked the ball really well. The high number of marks that Sturt conceded, 123, is disappointing. They led the inside 50s, so they worked hard enough, got the ball inside 50 enough, but just their efficiency going forward wasn't as good as what the Bulldogs was.
Central's won 15 of their past 16 matches at Sturt at Elizabeth, and it's their first win at home, though, this season.
Central's come, made for striving. Team, make it the thing of